Anyone heard of people who got rich thanks to Telegram mini apps? Asking for a friend, of course.
Anyone heard of people who got scammed with Telegram mini apps? Raise your hand. Oh, there are actually some people. I didn't expect that. I don't know anyone who got scammed. So I don't know. All my friends got rich. I don't know. That's straight. Well.
Well, I don't know anyone who got rich thanks to Telegram mini apps, at least personally, but I do know people who got scammed, and one of them might be me actually. My name is Elizabeth, nickname is QWQORO or QWQORO. I am a cybersecurity researcher. I did not get scammed, fortunately, but me and my team have stumbled across multiple scamming campaigns and have dissected plenty of crypto drainers that operate in the Ton network. And well, yes, also come in form of Telegram mini apps. I had to get a French visa, fly all the way to Romania, get a US visa there, and fly for 10 hours straight to New York City to share my research with experts as besides NYC speaker. But why not share it with everyone though? In this video, I'll subscribe to a ton of NFT-related group chats in Telegram just for scammers to find me and try to scam me. And I'll also go through my presentation one more time to introduce you to 5 more real-life samples of crypto drainers. And if you would prefer to read the full research article yourself, well, we've posted it on the Netflix blog. It's called Down the Drain, Unpacking Ton of Crypto Drainers. You can also just follow these links or scan this QR code. Let's get started. I'll get back to you as soon as I find some scammers. So finally, after all this time, I've just got a message from someone called Nora Chapman saying they've got an offer for me, and they're typing another message right now, actually. Yep, asked to message them back if I'm interested. And indeed, I am. So, hi, what type of offer? It's actually kind of weird. This account doesn't have Telegram Premium star beside their name. You know, like they usually tend to have one to appear more trustworthy, I'd say. They collect usernames, sure thing, and would like me to sell my username QWQORO to them. Yes, sure, why not? So, okay, let's do it. What should I do? I will leave the chat every time though. I'm not the only one who answered them, or what? What is the reason? If that's the case, well, that's a pity. Well, you guys, they offer me 100 ton. Yes, sure thing, 100 ton sounds good enough for me. How do I transfer my username though? And how do I get my, well, money? Oh, okay. They ask me to wait while they prepare the transaction. I've seen scammers preparing smart contracts and also transactions via fake fragment.com application. So it's interesting what type of transaction they're preparing this time. But it shouldn't really matter since this scam almost always focuses on the victim connecting their wallets and paying for some fees, and this is the way to drain money. This Nora person has been ignoring me for half an hour at this point. And you know, I'm really concerned about why they do so. Is it to like check if I'm really up to the deal or something? We just got a message with their offer. You must approve the transaction and pay 10 ton for the fees. Yeah. And then you will receive 100 ton I offered you. Okay. This offer was sent to me by some username collection bot. And you know, guys, it's quite obvious those L's are actually I's. This bot supports inline calls, and this message says that it expects at least 5 arguments. And if you click on the error message, you end up starting the bot explicitly, and it says that the access is restricted. The bot can only be used by the verified buyers. Please contact your buyer for additional information and verification. Do you want to sell your username? Yes or no? Let's test what these 5 arguments are. So test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4, test 5. Now the error says the price must be positive, but what argument is the price? let me replace the first argument. Still the same error. The second one. Yep. The error is gone now, and this bot can generate me an offer for test one. That's it. We've sent our scammer the exact message they've made for us, but with arbitrary parameters such as the username and the price. Let's test other arguments. Lead +1. Oh, okay. These are an offer amount and the platform fee. I can't see any mentions of test 4, test 5 though. There might be some metadata values for administrators of Australia. And now it's time to view details. Oh, what is that I see, Pavel? A Telegram mini app looks exactly like the original Fragment platform and says my username is under deal in progress. The deal price is 100 ton and the commission is 10 ton. That's fair, I suppose. But my guess is that the commission price might alter as soon as I start the transaction process. Start Exchange button opens up the Ton Connect model window, and the right click on the page pops up a message forbidden by the security system. That's a smart anti-debugging move you've got here. But the top auctions link redirects us to an actual legitimate Fragment application, and that's the page where right-clicking is allowed, so we can open the developer tools from here and return back to the trainer page. And the first thing you can already see is that the script included in the body tag is called icq-trainer.js, version 3.5.7. They've also connected the smart sub live chat for some reason and added some extra logic written in JavaScript, full of commands in Russian language. Some of you might think that ability to open developer tools is a common knowledge and an ordinary skill everyone probably has mastered already. No, not really. And in the official Telegram client, you cannot inspect Telegram Me apps by default. That's an experimental feature you have to go and manually enable in the advanced settings. On top of that, even though Telegram Me apps are progressive web apps that run within web use, and therefore they are websites that you should be able to open in your ordinary browser by following an ordinary link, there is no user-friendly way for Telegram users to view these links. There is no element in the UI that would display URLs, and if you try to share a link to some Telegram mini app of your choice, you share a link to a bot connected to that app, not a link to the app itself. Needless to say that this design is often abused by bad people in phishing campaigns, and that's exactly what happens here. You can easily tell the approximate number of websites that host these trainers. Here I show you results the fourth search engine show me when I look for websites that have a JavaScript file with the name of ICQ Drainer and Fusion Drainer. Both are drainers that operate in the Ton network, and as we can tell from the list of top 5 icons, most mimic Fragment, Bloom, Ton Airdrop, and etc. And on GitHub, there are also source files for client-side parts of these drainers, since some of them are hosted via GitHub pages. Now it's time for me to retell you my talk on crypto drainers that operate in the Ton network. I have infiltrated some forums and gathered a lot of samples used in malicious campaigns, including both client and server-side parts of these drainers. Most of them are super simple architecture-wise, but some of them are complex enough to be interesting. And that's why I've compiled a list of top 5 samples and sorted them by their complexity. Their names might or might not be the Exton Drainer, Julia Drainer, the Open Drainer, and so on. We'll also have a look at some features implemented by Ton Connect protocol, such as UI redressing and event tracking, since these features might be abused by bad people. At level 0, the drainer is a single JavaScript file with like 100 lines of code in it, so bare client-side, no server-side processing, no nothing. All of its source code is available from the browser, but it implements a redirection functionality. The first thing it does is it checks the user's IP address by sending out requests to IP API on the user's behalf. If the visitor is accessing the malicious website from one of the countries of the CIS region, they get redirected to the official Ton website of ton.org and cannot be scammed. It is curious since this behavior tells us and indicates that this software is intended to be sold by Russian-speaking forums. Most of them has a rule requiring sellers to implement this exact redirection. If you stay, you're welcome to buy a web page imitating a legitimate application with a Connect Wallet button, embedded by Ton Connect protocol. Clicking on that button is generally okay, Usually connecting the wallet alone is not enough to drain funds from you. For example, this drainer expects you to click something along the lines of click me, place a bid, get reward. And after both the wallet connection and then the click, this drainer checks the balance of tone stored on the visitor's wallet using Tone API, takes 3% off to save some amount for the gas fees, and crafts a transaction with a single message to send almost all of the user's Tone to some other wallet. So pretty straightforward, but that's just the first sample. Also, it's worth noting that it's quite common for malicious actors to use Telegram bots for logging. It's very funny though, since this sample has no server side. All of its values and settings are stored on the client-side part, accessible to anyone. And these values also include both the Telegram bot API token and Telegram chat identifier. Anyone can extract these values and use them to control the bad bot, like download all of the information about its chats or even modify its behavior if they want to do so. And I've downloaded a couple of chats using the leaked API tokens, and here are some messages from the actual bot, information on new visitors, wallet connections, and results of transactions. But why would anyone approve such a transaction, you might ask? Let's take a step back and discuss Tone Connect protocol utilized in the Tone network for establishing communication between applications and wallets. All wallets expect to receive at least some data about an application's user wants to connect their wallet to, and applications do provide them with it via manifests. Applications control their manifests to the full extent. They are allowed to set any name, link, or icon, and even refer to manifests hosted on some other resources. So any application is free to impersonate a legitimate one. Some wallets use AI-powered tools or implement domain verification mechanisms to prevent that, but unfortunately, just not the Tone-focused ones. Wallets that come in form of browser extensions can easily notice inconsistency between the origin the request came from and the link provided in the application's Tone manifest. At the time of writing this research article, only browser extensions of Tone Wallet and Axtone Wallet highlighted these inconsistencies in their UI. But since the last time we've checked, ToneKeeper has also added a warning, and my Tone Wallet browser extension now displays the original source instead of the one specified in the application's Tone manifest. It is a hard task for mobile wallets since QR codes generated by Tone Connect do not store information on the original origin, but only the link to the manifest, which can even point to a manifest hosted on a third-party domain. By the way, our team has done a profound research on browser extensions of all kinds of wallets beyond the Tone network and presented it on an international cybersecurity conference, Positive Hack Days. Follow the link you see or scan this QR code to watch the recording of the talk. Level 1 sample drains not only Tone now, but also NFTs and Jettons. It calculates approximate prices of assets in USD with the use of a hard-coded conversion rate to pick the top 4 most valuable assets and craft the transaction, since transactions in Tone can hold up to 4 messages only. And another fun fact about this sample is that it has an inbuilt Tone Connect UI library, which is heavily obfuscated and modified to redirect pricing transactions from scammers who use this software to some other scammers who likely distributed it. This version of the library automatically rewrites the receiver's wallet address with another one, so that all of the transactions that hold more than 21 Tone go to some other hard-coded wallets. And from that wallet, the stolen funds get mixed through a large number of various exchanges and addresses. Finally, level 1.1 sample consists of both client and server-side parts now. It makes calls to its server to send out notifications, to gather information from APIs, and to craft transactions. Now, this sample, it aggregates assets based on their type to transfer assets of the prices type only. As for the Tone Connect features, I want to discuss with you UI customization features of Tone Connect. Tone Connect allows developers to filter out wallets from the world list to display only those supported by your application. Unsupported wallets appear semi-transparent, and they are placed at the very bottom of the wallet list. Just keep that in mind for now. Don't Connect also allows developers to add some extra custom wallets, which is a valid and pretty much desired feature. It's nice that wallet names must be unique as far as I can tell, and it seems like it's not possible to give a custom wallet the name reserved by one of the default wallets, but this can be bypassed by adding white space characters. That's how easy it is to add an arbitrary version of, say, Tonekeeper. Since Don't Connect is integrated in the client side of the application, it is possible to remove the original wallet from the wallet list altogether, for example by using CSS class. Since Don't Connect stores some of its options in the local storage, applications may rewrite them to convince Don't Connect that the user has recently used that custom wallet we've just added to place that custom wallet at the very top of the wallet list. Of course, I do understand that Don't Connect model window is integrated in the client side, so developers are free to do whatever they please with it just by the design. And users must not trust the Don't Connect model window, just like they must not trust the application itself. But they do trust anyway. And this wallet impersonation technique may be an additional phishing flaw that guys might use to make users leak their mnemonic phrase, for example, or to do something else. The level 1.2 Drainer sends requests to several APIs now and implements separate functions for different types of logs. Its server, though, it implements course policy, SSL certificate check, and IP check. There is no click me button on the client side now also. This sample expects Don't Connect to identify and to tell the application there was a change in the Don't Connect model window state, and just then it starts the main flow of scanning the assets and crafting transactions in the background on the server side. Redirection functionality of level 2 is a bit more complex comparing it to the previous one we looked at. This one also checks the language set in the user's browser, which is smart. This sample consists of 3 main modules, so there's a client-side part, obviously, a WebSocket API server, and also an HTTP API proxy. Fun fact about this drainer is that it redefines fetch and event source interfaces. So if a URL passed to one of these interfaces contains word breach in its path, this URL gets rewritten with the address of the HTTP API proxy module. This HTTP API proxy intercepts requests, replaces the values passed to the host origin and drafter headers with an address of a legitimate service, and then replace these requests with valid bridge URL but that's only my guess, to trick the bridge provider into thinking the requests come from a legitimate source. The WebSocket API consists of multiple submodules to handle commands. There are plenty of submodules there, but the most curious ones, to my taste at least, are the auto-commission submodule that for some reason sends a few tone to the user. It might be used to make the interaction with the application appear less suspicious, I suppose, or, to grant coverage of the gas fees, but again, that's only my guess. There's also a swap submodule that automatically swaps Jettons for tone with the use of stone.y SDK. And there's a proxy submodule that passes transactions through a proxy contract that would then redistribute the stolen funds among scammers. And that's it. What can I say after all of this? Please stay safe, double check your domains, and do not click any suspicious buttons. Thank you very much for coming. And once again, if you'd like to read the full research article itself, follow this link or scan this QR code. They will also be in the description. And follow us on X or Twitter to stay tuned. Bye bye. Have a nice one.